An amazing ancient genetic disk left by space aliens to create humans. This over 6,000 years old on a very hard rock, as hard as granite. And as you can see, if it were to be engraved, it would have smashed the rock, but somehow it was melted on somehow. And it shows the female reproductive system, the male sperm, and the development of a human embryo. So how did they know this and engrave it on this very hard stone over 6,000 years ago? The only difference with these beings is their heads. They have their eyes very spaced apart, and their heads are rounder and larger, almost as large as the body. And now this I'm translating again from a Greek article. From time to time, archaeologists discover things that do not match what they and humanity can understand. This is one of them. In general, history, or perhaps better, those who formulated history, consider the people of the past as being quite underdeveloped and uneducated, while they underestimate them both technologically and medically, it seems. So for today's scientists, the microscope was only discovered in the last few centuries, and research into genetics began about 150 years ago. So how is it possible to have a 6,000-year-old stone disc that shows the development of a human embryo? Kindly support my Patreon account, since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. By a process of elimination, we must believe that even from the ancient Antikythera device, with all those tiny gears that were able to tell us how far each planet was at any point in time from the Earth and the Sun, even its eclipses and its very elliptic orbits, it must have been that they had microscopes and also telescopes. So yes, they were able to see something microscopically tiny. Now going back to the article, how is it possible to have a 6,000-year-old disk that shows the development of a human embryo? This is the ancient genetic disk. The artifact was named genetic disk. It was found in an excavation in Colombia of South America. It's made of hard basalt rock called lyddite. It weighs about 2 kilograms and has a diameter of about 9 inches, 22 centimeters. You can see it's quite small. But are the symbols that have confused archaeologists and geneticists? On one side of the disc, the symbols are grouped in chronological order. They include the sperm and the egg cells, the fertilized egg, the human egg that is, and the developmental stages of the human fetus. On the other hand, according to many estimates, there are different phases during cell division. It also seems to show the developmental stages of an amphibious creature. So how could they have known all this 6,000 years ago without microscopes, without basic knowledge of genetics, or did they know much more than we think? Obviously, they must have known about genetics, and they must have had microscopes. Other records have been found in the world with printed designs, such as the disc of Festos, but none of them looks like the one we're referring to here. Our modern knowledge is familiar with the concepts listed in the article, but it was found in Colombia during the excavation of a historic site with 6,000-year-old objects, although its dating could be much older, because archaeologists have discovered huge stone monuments and giant skeletons dating back 14,000 years. So it could be that old. Could this record be of a similar age? How then was a prehistoric civilization able to produce this record, and in addition to know things that our modern society has only learned and discovered in recent centuries with the microscope? So somewhere here then, many theories begin, which try to fill the gaps. Either the ancient people of that time had more knowledge than we think, or this ancient genetic disk is a trace of knowledge left behind by some alien visitors in their quest to create people. And as we see, their heads look totally different than our heads, of course. To these aliens, many see the winged serpent of the Maya or related gods of the pre-Columbian region and era, and others believe that the Anunnaki and the Nephilim are behind all this, and of course, the claims do not stop here. Whatever the case, the truth is that this particular object cannot be classified in the system among the cultures of South America. Of course, there's no shortage of skeptics and all those who characterize the event as fraud or who make their own claims against the various theories, but without being able to convince about those theories. The evil with these findings out of place and time is that do not match the time, the history of the place, and the customs, etc., as if they came from the sky from somewhere else. There are many controversies, not only between skeptics and researchers, but also between universities. Usually, official bodies do not even get into the process of examining the mystery of a find. Something similar is happening in this case with the genetic disk. On the website of the well-known Mr. Klaus Donner, in Unsolved Mysteries, there are extensive explanations about the genetic disk and other objects. He points out that geologists in the University of Bogota, Colombia, date the genetic disk to a prehistoric age, but researchers in the Museum of Natural History in Vienna told him it was an imitation. However, the most recent test could not find evidence of falsification, so it was genuine. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. I've translated this from a Greek article. I hope you found it interesting. Thank you.